Owen Reeves is here with his fave spring plants for decorating with and gifting this Easter. Hey, Owen.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hey. I'm good.
Good. I feel like you wore your most Easterly plaid today.
Listen, pastel,
Yeah.
you know, we got to dress for the season,
Dress for the season. You're nailing it.
I feel like we're complimentary.
I know. We're going for it.
We're working it.
I'm feeling it. Okay, I am so excited because you're here to talk about plants. They're not just a gift for now. They just keep on giving, right?
They certainly can, yeah. And so we're going to look at a few that we can use indoors. Maybe you're making a little tablescape. Maybe you need something for an event coming up for Easter weekend or whatnot.
Totally.
And then how you can kind of transition that to maybe outside, maybe in the garden. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
Oh, I like this. You're giving us the know-how.
We're going to start with forced bulbs.
Okay.
So these are super popular at this time of year. And we call these forced bulbs because they are greenhouse grown, so they're forced to grow outside of their season.
Oh, okay.
So if you have hyacinths or tulips in your garden, they probably don't look like this right now.
No.
So a little bit of greenhouse magic. And so what we want to do with these, one quick thing, buying tip. Buy forced bulbs that look like this.
Okay.
As opposed to forced bulbs that look like this.
Okay.
Because this way you get the full flower show at your house.
Oh, nice. They're already halfway through.
Yes, part of it's at the shop and part of it's at your house. So better value for sure if you can get them with where they're still tight. They're not showing color yet.
Nice.
And they usually have a little tag that'll tell you what color they are.
Okay.
So what you can do with these, indoors they don't last super long. They're much longer lasting outside in the garden. But the warm weather inside, they don't last as long. So what we can do to turn these into garden bulbs is basically we do what the growers do with it. So we take this, we let it go dormant. This is really important. So in your garden or inside.
Yeah.
And what that means is don't cut anything off when it's still green.
Okay.
If it's still green, it means the bulb is still growing. Wait till it goes to sleep by itself. Then you can kind of cut everything off.
Okay.
So we take it out of the soil, cut the top off, cut the roots off, and then we lay it out to dry for as long as it takes until it kind of looks like a bulb that you would buy in a package.
Kind of papery, kind of?
A little bit papery,
Yeah,
exactly. And then you're going to take that, put it in a paper bag, put it in the fridge. So the fridge is the secret because that's how you keep them dormant.
Okay.
So the fridge is not cold, not warm, and it's dark.
Yes.
So they're like, it's time to go to sleep, and then you can plant them out in the garden in the fall.
Okay.
The other way you can do it is to put these outside as is, as quick as you can, so they hopefully get into sync with the season.
Got it.
Then plant them in the garden as is, just like this. Now, the first way is more reliable.
Yeah.
Second way is easier. So up to you. Up to you as to what you want to do.
Honestly, I feel like if you put them outside like this, it's kind of like you're putting jet-lagged tulips outside
Yeah, a
and
little
telling them to
bit,
catch
right?
up to the,
That's it. And the cold weather slows them down, which is what we want.
Right on. Oh, now, what about something like a hydrangea? These are so beautiful.
I know. These are classics at this time of year. These are also greenhouse grown. So these actually have never been outside. Chances are they're entirely grown in a greenhouse. It takes a couple of years, believe it or not.
Wow.
And the trick with these is that they need water, a lot of water. These are not drought tolerant, the opposite of that.
Okay.
And if they dry out, they get really limp really quickly. And it's not surprising because we have a pretty big plant, huge leaves, huge flowers, but a relatively small pot.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of roots in this pot. It's more, I'm just going to throw this here.
Love it.
It's more roots than it is anything else in this pot when you look at it like that.
Yeah.
Thirsty.
Yeah.
So the best way to water these, if they're in a pot like this, not in a mixed planter, is to have something like a pie plate, or you could do it in a sink, just something shallow that you can actually pour water in.
Okay.
We call this sub-watering, and you don't even have to take it out of the pot. I just, have it there for now.
I was like, it's cool seeing these roots.
I know.
Yeah.
And then you basically fill this with some water and let it wick the water up. So the soil's like a sponge, it'll pull the water up. That's how they're grown.
Oh,
so
okay.
these are grown, not watered from the top, they're grown watered from the bottom.
Oh, cool.
So we're doing the same thing, and it's the best way to totally saturate them.
Nice.
You pretty much can't overwater these.
You can't overwater them, which is always good. Where did you get these guys from?
These are all from Sheridan Nurseries.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
everything we're talking about today is from Sheridan Nurseries. Thanks to them for that.
Yeah.
So stay on top of it. These I don't like using in the garden.
Okay.
You can get the garden version of this, but go to the nursery.
Okay.
You want to get this. It's still dormant right now, and it would look like sticks right now, not like this.
Yeah.
That's the one that will reliably live through the winter and rebloom.
Nice.
These, more often than not, they'll live through the winter. They won't bloom again.
Got
So
it.
growing them inside for a long time kind of messes up their internal clock.
Got
and
it.
so they don't accustomed well to blooming again outside.
Okay, right on. All right, they're like, I like my inside.
Yes,
they're an indoor cat.
A little delicate, you know?
Okay. Now, what about all of these guys? You wanted to talk a little bit about Easter planters in general.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so a lot of our Easter planters that you might pick up at the shop as is, where they're ready to go, mixed planters, would include things like this, where we've got, club moss, we've got ivy, we've got campanula, we have Gerber daisies, and pansies. So some of these are going to transition well to being outside, some of them aren't. Ivy will definitely transition well, pansies will transition well. These other three, so-so.
Okay.
I would say they're happier inside, you enjoy them as indoor plants, and then they go in the compost at the end.
Okay.
But these, you could definitely transition to outdoor plants. Pansies don't mind the cold at all. So a lot of times we'll get cold nights at this time of year.
Yeah.
Pansies are tough, very, very tough.
Which is surprising.
Ironically.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, they're very like a delicate little guys.
They look like it, but they can take a hard frost, they can take cold, no problem. They bounce right back.
Yeah.
And they bloom for quite a long time. So they'll be blooming now until it gets hot in the summer.
Nice.
So definitely you can take these out of a mixed planter, put them outside, and they'll do really, really well. Some of these other ones, they're a bit too cold sensitive. Yeah,
Got
they're,
it.
one cold night and they're just gonna pack it in.
They're done, they're done. All right.
So enjoy these indoors.
Okay, perfect. Now we've got a beautiful indoor planter here that is just stunning.
Yes.
And you wanted to show us how to kind of take something out of here and put it outside.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so first, everything here is perennial, which I love.
Yeah.
So all of these are actually woody plants, euonymus and boxwood.
Yeah.
And then we've got heather, and then we have this Lenten rose, we call this hellebore.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the handy thing is, more often than not, this is grown in a pot.
Yeah.
You can just pull it right out. It comes out nice and clean.
Okay.
And what we'll do is, this is our outdoor planter.
Okay.
And we're just gonna pop this right into the corner.
Oh.
And so this will transition really well to being outside. The one thing you want to avoid is a lot of sun.
Okay.
So they'll scorch if they get a lot of sun, you put them outside, and hard frost and really cold temps. So if you can have it in somewhere covered, this will be way happier. And also, don't put it out in blasting afternoon sun. They basically get sunburned.
Got
They're
it.
not used
Okay.
to being outside.
Same.
And then you've got primrose, primula, these are perennial, put them out in the garden. This is a perennial, put that out in the garden. And then you can sort of, when the bulbs are finished, do what you will with them.
Yeah.
And then with the viola, I would leave them. You can transition those into a summer planter, add some new stuff that'll bloom longer.
This is amazing. You get one planter, but like 18 gardens out of it.
That's the idea.
Oh, and that's fantastic. I love this. Thanks so much. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.